Recess is over. We are back to our business session. Madam Clerk, if you could read ordinances under final reading, item A, A through B as a group, if there's no objection from council. All right, Madam Clerk.
Item A, an ordinance to amend the Chattanooga City Code, Part 2, Chapter 38 zoning ordinance, Article 16, Downtown Form-Based Code, Division 1, Introductory Provisions, to add a new form-based code context area and associated form-based code zones, Section 38692, legal requirements, Section 38693, context area, Section 38694, zones, and amend Division 3, rules for all zones, Section 38697, lot types, Section 38698, measurements and exceptions, and add new context areas, Division 15, West Side, and associated zones. Item B, an ordinance to amend Chattanooga City Code, Part 2, Chapter 38 zoning ordinance, so as to rezone properties located at 957 and 1200 Boynton Drive, 959 Gateway Avenue, 1195, 1200, and two unaddressed properties in the 1200 and 1300 blocks of Grove Street, 1201 Poplar Street, 501 West 12th Street, and 500 West Martin Luther King Boulevard from C to Convenience Commercial Zone, R3 Residential Zone, and R4 Special Zone to WN New Zone. Item C, an ordinance to amend Chattanooga City Code, Part 2, Chapter 38 zoning ordinance, so as to lift condition number 2 from ordinance number 13624, previous case number MR 2020-0132, after the abandonment of parts of several streets and alleys located near 901 South Holsclaw Avenue. And item D, an ordinance to amend Chattanooga City Code, Part 2, Chapter 38 zoning ordinance, so as to lift condition number 2 from ordinance number 13625 from the original abandonment of previous case number MR 2020-0134 from property located in the 1300 block of Vance Avenue.
Council, you've heard the reading.
Move to approve.
Second. It's been motion and properly second. Any comments or questions about final reading planning items?
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Madam Clerk, item E.
An ordinance closing and abandoning an unopened right-of-way in the 2200 block of Roswell Avenue and as detailed on the attached map subject to certain conditions.
Council, you've heard the reading. Item E.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and proper second. Any comments or questions? All in favor? All opposed? Motion passes. All right, ordinance is on the first reading, item A.
An ordinance closing and abandoning an unopened right-of-way in the 600 block of 9 Circle as detailed on the attached map subject to certain conditions.
Okay, Councilman Henderson.
Move approval. Second.
Okay, I have a motion and proper second. Any comments or questions? All in favor? All opposed? Motion passes. Resolutions under economic development. If there is no objection from council, we'll do items A and B as a group. All right, Madam Clerk.
Item A, a resolution authorizing the Administrator for Economic Development to enter into an agreement with the Chattanooga Area Regional Council of Governments, Southeast Tennessee Development District for management of the Environmental Protection Agency, EPA Office of Environmental Justice and External Civil Rights, OEJECR, Environmental Justice Government to Government Program Grant, and to apply for and, if awarded on behalf of the City of Chattanooga, to accept this grant in the amount of $500,000. Item B, a resolution authorizing the Office of Homelessness and Supportive Housing to apply for and, if awarded, accept a grant from the National Center for State Courts, NCSC, in the amount of $64,900 to enter into an agreement with NCSC for a grant-funded position of eviction diversion program facilitator.
All right, council, you've heard the reading.
Move to approve.
Okay, I have a motion and proper second. Any comments or questions? All in favor? All opposed? Motion carries. Finance, item C.
And a supplemental resolution to resolution number 22629, providing for the issuance of City of Chattanooga, Tennessee Electric System Revenue Bond Series 2023, authorizing up to $125 million Series 2023 bonds.
All right, you've heard, Councilwoman Byrd.
Move approval.
Okay, I have a motion and proper second. Any comments or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Human Resource, item D.
A resolution ratifying the execution of a second addendum to health services agreement between the City of Chattanooga and Marathon Health LLC.
All right. Council, you've heard the reading.
Move to approve.
Okay, I have a motion and a proper second for
Madam
comments
Chair.
and questions. Yeah, I'm getting comments and questions. Councilwoman Noel.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So I'm going to go back to this for again. Mandy is here again, right? Mandy, if you can come back up, please. Because I'm still not quite clear. And I know we're going to have a work session on it. So, okay, so I had asked you earlier about licensed physicians.
Yes,
And you said they have how many?
they have licensed physicians with one-to-one. Our RFP asked for the same exact staffing that we currently have.
So does that mean that licensed physician will be in-house? I guess is what I should have asked you.
That is what the RFP requested, yes, that we'd have the exact same staffing that we have right now.
Okay, okay, so you said one-on-one was because of the pricing, is that
There were
correct?
4 criteria, it wasn't just pricing, so it was
But that
service.
was the main one, because when you list, I would think when things are listed on
So
a whatever.
they're all weighted, so all the different categories are weighted, and I don't have the weights in front of me, but they're all weighted. So there are 4 different categories that we did the RFP on. So I can get you those categories if you'd like to know the weight on each of those categories. I
Yeah, so-
can follow up in like 2 minutes with you.
Okay, can you give me a breakdown on between one-on-one and marathon? Can
About
you
what
give me
they
a breakdown
scored?
on prices?
Oh yeah, prices for sure.
On the whole thing, a breakdown for what marathon,
Do you want to see proposals from each one?
proposal for who did what and how you came to the conclusion that you came to. And then one last question. How long ago have you known about this? Because that we have to do this vote on this today, that we
So-
give such a short notice.
So we started the proposal in March of this year. So 8 months is how long it took for the RFP to be completed.
Okay, but we didn't get it until when?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
We didn't get this until when?
The
Yeah.
RFP was just completed, and so because the contract expires on November 2nd, we had to request an extension.
So,
Okay.
so ma'am,
sorry.
Councilwoman, just to clarify what this vote is for tonight. This vote tonight is to extend the current marathon contract through the end of December. Okay, that's the vote for tonight.
Okay, so let me stop you right there. I get that you extended,
Okay.
but when did you find out that you needed to extend it until the end of December? When did you all know that?
That's a good question.
I don't know how to answer that. So we started the RFP in March, and the process didn't conclude until literal weeks ago. So we didn't have a time period to be able to, like you're asking when we knew I guess we could have known sooner, I guess, with the RFP process when we went through it to say we knew it wasn't gonna get done, but some of these things are based upon when people are available to do presentations. So we don't always control the timeframes of when we have all of this stuff done with the RFP. So we ask the people, so we score and we follow the process of the RFP, and then we ask for those providers to come and do a presentation. So they have to put together a presentation to show us. And so we're based on their calendars and everybody's calendars aligning. So that's kind of how the process works. Like,
So everybody calendar except for council, right? So you had it, at least a week or 2 weeks before we got it today?
the
Right?
extension?
This, that we're voting on now, that you're asking us for the extension on, right? When did you all know
We
that
just,
extension?
I don't have the exact date that we had a winner for the RFP. I'll have to go back to my computer and check.
We couldn't bring this contract extension to you until we had the contract, which was an emergency purchase that is on emergency purchases today. Okay, so this is a little bit of a different situation.
Okay, so I'm gonna say this, y'all know 1 + 1 is not equaling 2 right here, right? So that, the dates and stuff, my question I asked was, when did you all know it, that you need to do an extension till the end of December? When did you all know it? And why did you wait so late to get it to us?
I think it's become clear to us over the last couple weeks that we would need an extension because we could not get in place the one-to-one contract in time. That's back to Councilman Henderson's point. We have to come to you with the one-to-one contract, and they have to go through the hiring process. And so the RFP to award the new contract took longer than expected and bumped up against the end of the existing contract. And as those things got closer and closer together is when it became clear that we would need an extension on this existing contract. And that only became clear within the last 2 or 3 weeks that we would need to do an extension. And we've been working as fast as we could to get that extension contract in place, which we just got in place, an agreement with them literally over the last week, the last few business days. And as soon as we did, we went to Chairwoman Dotley and asked for permission to put that on your agenda. So we brought that to you as quickly as we could.
But you had it for a while before you brought it to us, right? That's what I'm trying to hear.
No, we haven't. Not
You didn't?
that agreement. No, we've,
You didn't?
you can, happy to share that. I mean, you have that agreement and it's dated last Thursday. So that, we've not been sitting on this. It was dated last Thursday.
Okay, so y'all had it last Thursday, but we didn't get it until for today,
I think it
right?
was put on emergency purchases, last Thursday at 3:30.
Okay, thank you. But we are gonna have another meeting on this. Am I correct? So y'all help me understand this, because I'm not understanding.
Yes, we will have a Human Resource Committee meeting, I did confirm with our Chief of Staff for next Tuesday.
Okay.
To discuss this further.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Is that it, Councilwoman O?
That's it, Madam Chair. Thank you for right now.
Right. Thank you so much. Any other comments or questions? All right, thank y'all so much.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Roll call needed.
All right.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, then. Okay, thank you. If there are no other comments or questions, all in favor of D?
Aye.
All opposed? Abstain. We have one abstention. All right. Motion passes. Okay, Madam Clerk, legal item E.
A resolution authorizing and directing the clerk of council to advertise the public hearing on November 28, 2023, the de-annexation of Lot 34A adjacent to the current city limits, which is located at 7900 Holly Hills Drive within the city of Chattanooga in Hamilton County, Tennessee.
Okay, Councilman Ledford.
Move to approve, Madam Chair.
Second.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and proper second. Any comments or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Council, if there is no objection, we can take items F through K as a group. All right, Madam Clerk?
Item F, a resolution confirming Mayor Kelly's appointment of Brooke Barcliff to the Beer and Record Board, District 3, for a term beginning on November 8, 2023, and ending on November 7, 2026. Item G, a resolution confirming Mayor Kelly's appointment of Armand Wine to the Community Advisory Committee, Region 7, Dotson, for a term beginning on November 8, 2023, and ending on November 7, 2024. Item H, a resolution confirming Mayor Kelly's appointment of Armelia Williams to the Community Advisory Committee, Region 9, Standard for Gap, for a term beginning on November 8, 2023, and ending on November 7, 2024. Item I, resolution confirming Mayor Kelly's appointment of Anna Lee Hall to the Community Advisory Committee, Region 9, Standard for Gap, for a term beginning on November 8, 2023, and ending on November 7, 2024. Item J, a resolution confirming Mayor Kelly's reappointment of Doug Daly to the Board of Gas Examiners for a term beginning on November 8, 2023, and then on November 7, 2025. Item K, a resolution confirming Mayor Kelly's reappointment of Mark Stolpman to the Board of Gas Examiners for a term beginning on November 8, 2023, and then on November 7, 2025.
All right, Council, you've heard the reading. Okay, we have motion and proper second. Any comments or questions? All in favor? All opposed? Motion carries. Are those who have been appointed to these boards, is anybody here? All right, if so, raise your hand. Well, if you're watching, thank you so much for your service. Councilman Henderson.
Oh, for the
Okay,
next item.
I got you. All right, Madam Clerk, Council, if there's no objection, we'll take items L and M as a group. All right, Madam Clerk.
Item L, a resolution authorizing the mayor to accept a Tennessee Highway Safety Office THSO grant on behalf of the Chattanooga Police Department for enforcement of Tennessee driving under the influence laws to be used for overtime supplies, equipment, training, and travel for a grant period beginning on October 1, 2023 through September 30, 2024 in the amount of $250,000. Item M, a resolution authorizing the chief of police to apply for and, if awarded, accept a grant from the State of Tennessee Opioid Abatement Council, OAC, to implement opioid abatement remediation strategies to include harm reduction and funding to be used for salaries for 2 co-responders positions in the Neighborhood Policing Division, an annual and quarterly training refreshers on crisis intervention for law enforcement, first responders, and related community organizations for a grant period of 3 years beginning on March 1, 2024, and ending on February 28, 2027, for an amount not to exceed $594,515.
All right, Councilman Henderson.
Move approval. Second.
Okay, it's been motioned and properly second. Any comments or questions? All in favor? All opposed? Motion carries. We've come to purchases. We have Brooke coming on up.
Good evening, council. We have 4 purchases recommended for approval this evening. The first is from the Department of Technology Services. An RFP was conducted for city employee surveys. The award recommendation has been made to Qualtrics as the best proposal for the city of Chattanooga. This will be a 3-year agreement not to exceed $80,245 per year. The next is from wastewater. This is an increase of $200,000 on an existing contract with Xylem Dewatering Solutions, Inc. for bypass pumping rental equipment. The requested increase is due to increased work volume in the sanitary sewer system for mainline breaks and plant repairs that have been found through increased inspection processes from internal and external sources. These repairs have been on high-flow, high-volume lines that require bypass to meet safety and EPA guidelines. This increase brings a new annual cost estimate to $850,000. Also from wastewater, this is a new blanket contract for liquid calcium nitrate. This will be a 4-year agreement not to exceed $2 million per year. The award will go to Source Technologies LLC as the best bid for the city of Chattanooga. And last, from Fleet Management Division, Public Works, this is a request for an increase of $200,000 with Enterprise FM Trust for long-term vehicle leasing. This increase will cover current leases and allow for extra funds in the event that there are additional requests before the end of February 2024. The new estimated annual spend will be $500,000. And the last item is the item that we deferred from last week.
Okay, thank you, Brooke. Council,
Second.
all right, we got a motion and proper second. Any comments or questions? All in favor? All opposed? Motion carries.
We also have 1 RFP format recommended for approval this evening. The Air Pollution Control Bureau is seeking to update their liability insurance package. This is for insurance broker services for a liability insurance package for directors and officers, including workers' compensation and long-term disability. There is more than one solution to this purchasing issue, and the competitive sealed proposals will help in determining a program that is of the best value for the Air Pollution Control Bureau.
All right, council, you've heard the RFP.
Move to approve.
Okay, we got a motion and proper second. Any comments or questions? All in favor? All opposed? Motion carries.
And lastly, we have 1 emergency purchase to report, and that is from Human Resources. This is for a contract extension with Marathon Health for a total of $650,000, which expires on 11/2/23. An RFP was issued in March of 2023 and was completed in October of 2023. One-to-One Health was the provider chosen through the RFP process. Marathon has been the provider for the city's Well Advantage Center for 12 years, and this emergency purchase will allow for a 2-month extension of the contract at $325,000 per month to ensure continuity of care for our employees and a smooth transition from one provider to the next.
All right, thank you so much. All right, we've come to committee reports. Councilwoman Knoll.
No report, Madam Chair.
Okay, Councilwoman Burrs.
No report, ma'am.
Thank you. Councilman Henderson.
No report.
Councilman Smith.
No report, Madam Chair.
All right, Councilman Ledford.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Planning and Zoning did meet today, and I want to thank Ms. Rennick for some great housekeeping and keeping our ordinances together and in line, and the council for their attention to their zoning cases throughout the month. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Councilman Ledford. Councilman Hester.
No report.
All right, Madam Vice Chair.
No report.
All Right, thank you so much. We've come to the time for persons wishing to address the council. If you will please line up behind this podium as our city attorney reads the rules.
And at the end of each council business meeting, the chair will recognize members of the public who wish to address the council, and here's your rules. Each speaker wishing to address the council can only be recognized at the microphone provided up front for that purpose. You can't have more than 3 minutes to speak, and you can address the council only upon matters within their legislative and quasi-judicial authority, and not on matters which are not regulated under the authority of the council or regulated by other governmental bodies or agencies. Don't engage in any vulgar or obscene language, nor use the floor to personally attack or personally denigrate others. Address your comments to the council as a whole and not make comments directed towards individual council members. And don't engage in disorderly conduct or disrupting a public meeting, which is prohibited by Tennessee law. Someone commits that offense if a person substantially obstructs or interferes with the meeting by physical action or verbal utterance with the intent to prevent or disrupt a lawful meeting or gathering. Having stated those rules, go ahead, Mr. Bell.
Thank you, Mr. Attorney. Monty Bell, the homeless journalist, the gray-haired fox, the man with the billion-dollar voice. I want my money. State of Tennessee, Office of the Attorney General. I'm going to pass these out. Leave them here at the podium, however you get them. They're going to be for you. There will be an additional copy for your appointed police chief. I've been trying to explain to you all for decades about these appointments that we can't get rid of. These people that you bring into my city and town and treat us like dirt. And you give them these billion-dollar condos that are dilapidated in over 2 weeks after you move them in, and you give them these jobs, and you give them these cars, and you give them the city of Chattanooga and the state of Tennessee, the county of Hamilton, and you've got Monty Bell sleeping outside of your door? Oh boy. Our quasi-community. We got a city underneath here. Lupton City. Been under here for about 50 years. You city council people, you brought a quasi-city on top of us. We walk out here and see people don't even know anything about Monty Bell's city and county and state and talking to Monty Bell like he's a piece of trash. It hasn't been this trashy since the Mayor Kinsey was in office. It's gloomy and dilapidated all over my city. Gloomy and dilapidated, like every day is Halloween. I hope you all got rocks in your Christmas baskets and Halloween baskets and Easter baskets and all of that. All of this old BS that you've got. Steady taking money from the people, but real quick. I haven't been here in a while, and I'm just sick of you. I want my money. You're gonna find here, it's called Montu, M-O-N-T-U-X. You want to go on YouTube and see it. There's 2 videos. One, she's too cute to prosecute. That's COVID-19, that's Corona, that's Christina. You want to look that up. It's about a minute, 17 seconds. Then you're going to see Spurlock, Chef Spurlock up at UTC at 744 Macaulay Avenue across from the 614 Salvation Army, racially profiling Monty Bell, the homeless journalist, the gray-haired fox, the man with the billion-dollar voice, until Monty goes back 2 days later in a $3,000 suit, a real Rolex watch, and a group of police officers searching for Christina McClure that you all said this whole event happened in Knoxville. $211 billion. $34 million for your fraud.
All right, thank you, Mr. Bell. All right.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
All right, council, I don't see anyone else wishing to address the council. What's your pleasure?